Hey, what's going on, everybody? Here to give you my predictions for all the NFL action for Week 4. There are two teams that are kicking off bye weeks for the NFL, and those two teams are the Indianapolis Colts and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So they get to sit and rest and watch the NFL action like we do. So without further ado, let's get it started here. Tonight, we have our Thursday night matchup between the Cleveland Browns at the Baltimore Ravens. This game is at Baltimore, folks. Baltimore doesn't lose at home, folks. It's rare when they do, and I'm not seeing the Browns going to be that team that gives Baltimore their first L at home in quite a while. So, I say Baltimore wins this one 30-10. I really don't see Cleveland being able to match up with that defense at home. And Flacco has been playing tremendous. Ray Rice is Ray Rice. The way they move up and down that field at Baltimore, it's going to be hard for Cleveland's defense to stop that. And plus, they're still without Joe Hayden, who's still serving his suspension for substance abuse. Adderall, folks. I think Whedon is really going to have baptism by fire here again, going into a hostile territory like Baltimore. And I don't see him having that great of a game. Trent Richardson, I think he might get a few yards here and there, but I think Cleveland's offense is going to get stymied big time by Baltimore's D. So, Baltimore at home, no question. Next game on the schedule, we have the Carolina Panthers at the Atlanta Falcons. I have the Falcons winning this one at home. They, much like Baltimore, they're a much different team at home. And the way they've been playing these last few weeks, Matt Ryan getting that aerial game going with Roddy White and Julio Jones and Tony Gonzalez, that defense making plays the way they've been making them, and with Carolina's very, very crappy defense, I really don't see them stopping Atlanta's offense from rolling the way it has been for the last 3 weeks. So I have Atlanta at home here, 27-13. Next up, I have the New England Patriots at the Buffalo Bills. The Bills rarely beat the Patriots. And if there was ever a time that the Bills could beat the Patriots, it's now. But I just don't see them doing it. I think New England goes into Buffalo, and I think they get off their 2-game losing streak. And it's rare when Belichick has a losing streak that goes further than 2 games. So I think Belichick, Brady, and company get off the skid, and I think they handle Buffalo. I really do think it's going to be a much closer game. It's not going to be a blowout by any means. I think this one is going to be a 24-20 game. I think Buffalo, when they beat them last year, I think they gained some confidence. Now, I think they'll come up short, but I think they'll play them a lot better and a lot tougher this go round like they did the first time they played the Patriots last season. So I still have New England winning this one 24-20 at Buffalo. Next game, NFC North battle. We have the Minnesota Vikings, who quote-unquote shocked the world when they beat San Francisco, going into Detroit to play the Detroit Lions. I have Detroit winning this one. I think that the Detroit Lions offense, their passing game, I think is going to cause more fits. I think the Minnesota Vikings, they ran into a team that they can match with in San Francisco as far as ground and pound, make the throws when you need to make them, that kind of thing. But in this case, I think with Detroit being at home, and I think with Mikel LaShore, wow, this kid, he's been out an entire season after he got drafted. Then he stayed out another 2 games for suspension of drug use. And then he came into the Tennessee game, and he just played damn good. And I think the Lions may finally have that running game that they've been looking for, finally. I think they break their 2-game losing streak. And I think they win this one, I want to say 27-24. I think the Vikings will play them tough. It's a dome game, it's a turf game, and the Vikings play on turf as well. So I think the Lions eke this one out 27-24. Next matchup, AFC South battle. Tennessee at Houston. Houston wins this one. Houston's at home. That defense is scary good. And then that offense is clicking the way it has been with Matt Schaub firing on all cylinders with his receivers. Then, of course, you have Arian Foster and Ben Tate. And then you have that Texans defense with Brooks Reed, Connor Barwin, J.J. Watt, Brian Cushing, Jonathan Joseph. I can't speak highly enough about this defense. They do a wonderful job, and they've been kicking some ass these last few weeks, and I don't see that stopping. So I have the Houston Texans winning this one. I have them winning it big. I have them winning by 2 touchdowns, 28-14. So next up, I guess 28-14 really isn't that big, but you know, they score way more points. It's going to be a double-digit victory for the Texans. So next up, we have an AFC West battle. We have the San Diego Chargers going to the Kansas City Chiefs. I originally picked the San Diego Chargers to beat the Kansas City Chiefs at home. I'm scratching that, folks. Change of heart. I'm going Chiefs with this one. Chargers don't play well at Arrowhead. It's a well-known fact. The the Chiefs, coming off that victory against the New Orleans Saints, kind of having a brain lapse here. I think they carry that momentum into Arrowhead. I think they're going to play much better. Jamal Charles is looking like the Jamal Charles of last season, or not last season, but the season prior. That defense, getting back Tamba Hali and Brandon Carr. Not Brandon Carr. Well, is it Brandon Carr? My apologies if it isn't. No, I don't think it's Brandon Carr. Okay, scratch that. Well, at least Tamba Hali, getting him back. Matt Castle playing much more efficient ball. And plus that home crowd, I think they're going to cause more fits for Phillip Rivers and company. I really do have the Chiefs beating the Chargers in this one. I had the Chargers beating the Chiefs, but kind of looking back on it, it's at Arrowhead, and I don't like the Chargers' chances there. So, moving on. Next up, San Francisco 49ers versus the New York Jets. I have the 49ers bouncing back in this one. You can call it a homer pick if you want. Don't care. I don't see them losing the second game in a row. I think they got humbled in that game against Minnesota, and they realized that, what got them to the dance last season is how they need to play. And, don't let the power rankings and the media praise and the meat writing get into their heads about how well they play, because the Vikings didn't care for that, and it showed. So, but I do think that they do get the victory in this one. The Jets are going to be without Darrelle Revis. That offense is spotty. Either they're gonna play well, or they're gonna turn into turnover fest thanks to Mark Sanchez. But I think the main thing is that they're gonna be without Revis, and I think Harbaugh might open up the playbook for Randy Moss to run wild. So you heard it here first, folks. 49ers over the Jets. I didn't even give a score for the Chiefs-Chargers game, but I'm just gonna stop doing that because I say they're going to win. I'm not just going to say how or the score. So, 49ers beat the Jets in this one. So, moving on, NFC West battle. NFC West battle. I've got the Seattle Seahawks versus the St. Louis Rams. This one's at St. Louis, but I have the Seahawks winning this one. Their defense is just much better. Is a much better unit than the Rams defense. Marshawn Lynch, and I think Russell Wilson. He's been playing efficient ball, not lights out, not RG3 style of ball, but he's been playing mistake-free ball, and they're asking him to do just enough. They're not asking him to win the game. They're just asking him to make the plays he sees and make it happen. Then on top of that, the Seahawks defense doesn't get a lot of praise. It really does. It really needs to start getting props like the 49ers or the Ravens or the Steelers defenses do, or the Texans defenses do. Cam Chancellor and Earl Thomas, guys like that. They've got some Hawks. They've got some No pun intended. They've got some ballers on that defensive squad. The Rams, if Bradford isn't hitting Amendola, they really just don't have that much firepower on offense. And if they can put pressure on Bradford, you know, it's really going to be a long day. And I think they will. They have a very good chance of doing that. Their defense can make plays happen. So, Seahawks beating the Rams at St. Louis. Next up, we have the Miami Dolphins heading to Arizona to play the Cardinals. They're going to be without Reggie Bush. The Cardinals are at home. I have the Cardinals winning this one. Cardinals go 4-0, surprisingly, but they earn it in this case. They've earned it in all their games, to be honest, but their 4-0 isn't a fluke. Their defense has been playing incredible. That's another team whose defense needs to have their praises sang. And if Cobb can keep his composure and he can keep it together, that team is definitely going to be in the hunt down the road. So, but I do have them beating the Dolphins. I think Tannehill gets harassed like crazy. They're going to be without Reggie Bush, who moves the chains, and who'd have thought we'd be saying that. So, but it's true. I just don't think Tannehill is going to have that great of a day against a defense like the one the Cardinals possesses. So, Arizona over Miami. Moving on. Another AFC West battle. Oakland Raiders at the Denver Broncos. I have the Broncos winning this one at Denver. Now, I remember a certain game where the Raiders went into Denver and pretty much spanked them 59-14. I think Peyton Manning reverts back to Week 1 Peyton Manning. I think he helps that team get it done. You know, the Raiders, they definitely play some inspired ball at Oakland, but I see Denver sneaking this one out. I think it's going to be like a 23-19 game. Oh, there I am giving scores, so sue me. 23-19. It will be a slugfest between those two teams. Those two teams hate each other, so don't expect it to be I don't expect another 59-14, but this one would be a slugfest, and I do have the Broncos winning this one at home. So, moving forward, Cincinnati Bengals at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Bengals. I'm not even gonna miss my words here. The Bengals have the much more complete team on offense and defense. I think Blaine Gabbert reverts back to the Blaine Gabbert of last season. Andy Dalton and A.J. Green are going to run wild on that secondary. And Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis is going to move the chains. That defense is going to make plays. Special teams is going to make plays. They just have a better team than the Jaguars and than what they're fielding. So Cincinnati wins this one. I say they win this one 24-13. So next up, we have the battle of the Disappointment Bowl, as it's been called. The New Orleans Saints going to Lambeau Field to play the Green Bay Packers. Now, last season, when the season kicked off, these two kicked off the NFL season for 2011, and they had a tremendously incredible game. And I use the word tremendous a lot, if you haven't noticed. You can almost start a drinking game when I say it. But that was one of the best games of the year last year. It was a shootout, as expected. Aaron Rodgers versus Drew Brees. They were just chucking the ball up and down that field. This time, you have a team that's 0-3 versus one that's 1-2. I do have Green Bay winning this one because I think they're pissed off about the outcome of their game against Seattle. So I think they come home and they make a statement and send the Saints to 0-4. So Green Bay wins this one. I have them winning this one 31-20. Next up, Washington Redskins at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I like the Redskins in this one. I think RG3 is going to be incredible in this game. I think he's definitely going to handle business against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who, as much fire as they show, I think they're going to revert back to the Buccaneers of last season. The team that they fielded against the Cowboys was just absolutely disgusting. Yeah, they're going home, but RG3 has shown that he can play ball anywhere, anytime, at home, away. It doesn't matter to him. He's going to play his style of ball, and I think they win this one. I think they actually win this one 28-27. So, moving forward, now juicy game, Sunday Night Football, NFC East matchup between two teams that have absolutely no love for each other. We have the New York Giants heading to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. I have the Giants winning this one. I have them winning this one 31-30. I think it is going to be a shootout. I think Vic, some home cooking. I think he's going to play much better than he played at Arizona. The Giants, however, they've been playing great ball. They've been playing ball without most of their starters. You watch Ruben Randle make a name for himself. You watch Andre Brown make a name for himself. It's definitely going to be a division. It's two division rivals. They're going to play each other heavy. They're going to play each other hardcore. I think Eli's fourth quarter magic comes out and he helps the Giants win this game. Like I said, 31-30, Giants over the Eagles. And the final game of Week 4, I have the Chicago Bears beating the Dallas Cowboys at Dallas on Monday night. The Chicago Bears lead the league in sacks, and they can get pressure without blitzing. The Dallas Cowboys have a crappy offensive line. That's not going to bode well for the Cowboys in any way, shape, or form. Because if the Bears can get pressure without blitzing, and they can do it against anybody's offensive line, the Cowboys' offensive line is going to have problems. Romo basically is going to have to chuck the ball, but the Bears can, they can sit 7-8 people back. So it's contingent upon getting that running game going and forcing the Bears to respect the run game and give Romo some opportunity. I just don't see it happening. I see them winning this one 27-17 at Dallas. So those are my picks, ladies and gentlemen. I have 8 home teams winning, 7 away winning, and 15 games. So that means basically I'm not going to break even. Either I'm going to go 7-8 or 8-7 at the very least. But hey, that's why we love this game. Predictions, they're either right or they're wrong. But as usual, I will be back either Tuesday or Wednesday, next Tuesday or Wednesday, for my What Have We Learned in Week 4, just to see how well I did with my picks now. So till then, everybody enjoy Thursday night's game, and see you next week. Peace.